Hello friends, welcome to Economics Junction. In this video, I'll be discussing the new syllabus of NTA NET exam. Okay, this was released 2 days back. Okay, so there has been a lot of changes in the NTA NET syllabus. If you compare it to the old one, okay, in the old one it was very incomprehensive. It was very difficult to understand. Okay, in this new syllabus, entire units have been decomposed into different sections, okay, to make you understand. So it is very easier to understand, okay, in this syllabus. So primarily there are 10 units, okay: micro, macro, statistics, econometrics, mathematical economics, international economics, public economics, money and banking, growth and development economics, environmental economics and demography, and finally Indian economy. So there are 10 units that you need to study. Okay, so let's discuss this first unit. Okay, this first unit is microeconomics. So there are some sections given here. Okay, earlier it was very incomprehensive, it was very broad. Okay, it was very broad, as in like there was a demand theory. Okay, so you need to study demand theory, but you don't know which demand theories to study, so it is very incomprehensive. Now it is very easier to understand that it is theory of consumer behavior. So any textbook you can pick of microeconomics. Okay, so you can pick any standard textbook. So I will make a different video on the textbooks. Okay, but here you can see you need to study consumer behavior, production and cost theory, decision making, game theory, market structures, factor pricing, general equilibrium, efficiency criteria, where there is Pareto optimality. It's very essential, it's very important. Okay, then there is welfare economics and asymmetric information. So this is very important because there were 2 questions this time. Okay, in December exam there were 2 questions asked from these 2 topics, right? Okay, now let's look at the macro. So the macro is basically, it is kept very similar to the old syllabus. Okay, so you can see there is national income accounting. Okay, you need to learn the GDP, GNP and all the other concepts. Okay, and then there is determination of output employment. So you have to read classical and Keynesian approach. Then there is consumption function, investment function, multiplier, accelerator. So these are like Keynesian concepts. Then there is demand for money. There are some 4 or 5 theories of demand for money. So you have to read Keynesian, Friedman, and some other theories are there. Okay, then there is supply of money. Isler model is there. It's very important. Then there is inflation, Phillips curve. Some theories of business cycle are there. So they ask you very peculiar questions on this topic, business cycle. Okay, they might ask questions from any of the theories of business cycle. There are a lot of theories. Okay, so you have to read this. Then there is monetary and fiscal policy and rational expectation hypothesis, right? So these are macroeconomics, right? Now let's look at unit 3, that is statistics and econometrics. So you have to study probability and some descriptive statistics like central tendency, dispersion, correlation, index number. So you know that in this December exam there was a question on correlation, on index number, right? So this becomes very important. Also they usually ask you questions on mean, median, mode and other such types of central tendency and also dispersions. So they ask you these questions. So this is very important and also very textbook kind of thing. So it is mentioned in, it is like explained in almost all the statistical standard textbooks, right? You can read any of the statistical textbook to read this. So then there is sampling methods, there is statistical inferences, and there are some econometrics. There is linear regression model, the property blue. Okay, there is identification problem you need to read. You also had to study the simultaneous equation model. So they ask you one question is repeated in every exam. Okay, on this topic, simultaneous equation. Okay, then there is discrete choice models and time series. So this time there was I think one or two questions were asked from time series. Okay, so you have to read this because there were some questions. Right, now let's look at the mathematical economics. So this is relatively a new section, so this unit was not present in the old syllabus. Okay, so here there were some very basic mathematical economics like sets, calculus, linear algebra, okay, optimization, input output, linear programming, differential equations, and other applications. So this, you need not by heart all the formulas and all the things, but you need to know the basics, right? Like differential calculus is very needed when you need to calculate the some of the like mathematical questions. Like there were some questions of elasticity of demand, so you need to learn this thing, calculus and all. Okay, then you need to know like who propounded this input output model. So what is the theories of linear programming and what are its usefulness. So they ask questions, they ask you very basic MCQ questions, so you need to learn the concepts of these topics, right? Now let's get back to economics, it is international economics. So this is kept very simple, like there is international trade, basic concepts, okay. So there are some theories, like there is theories of Smith, Ricardo, okay, Heckscher-Ohlin, Samuelson, okay, and also a Krugman theory is there, so you need to read this. And there are some new theories by Malitz and all, so these are important. So this is that one, imperfect competition, international trade, right? And there is balance of payment, is very important in terms of like the number of questions asked from this topic. Okay, then there is exchange rate, foreign exchange market, gains from trade, okay, terms of trade. Okay, this is very important. Why? Because they have asked you questions on the formulas like commodity terms of trade, okay, and who propounded which kind of terms of trade. So there were some economists, so they have propounded different kinds of terms of trade, how to calculate them, so you need to learn that. Then there is trade multiplier, okay, so they can ask you a numerical question on this trade multiplier, so you need to learn this. Then there is tariff, non-tariff barriers to trade, dumping, so they have asked you questions on dumping, okay, predatory dumping they have asked. So if you learn this, the types of dumping, okay, why dumping occurs, what is the theory of dumping, then you can solve these questions. Tariff and non-tariff, this is very basic, so why these are used and all, okay. Then there is some organizations, GATT, WTO, regional trade blocks, trade policy issues, IMF, World Bank, okay. Right, now let's see the public economics unit. So they ask you questions on market failure and its remedial measures in terms of asymmetric information, public goods, externality, okay. These are very simple, okay. They ask you the characteristics of public goods, okay, externalities, negative, positive, in consumption, in production, and like this time there was a question on knowledge, okay. So what is knowledge? So this is non-rival and non-excludable, right? So this is knowledge. So if you read these theories, public goods, externality and all, so you can solve this type of questions. And there is regulation of market, okay, public revenue, tax, okay, this is very important. You need to learn the tax that is introduced in India, the kinds of tax, the nature of tax, okay, which tax is introduced in which year, like in terms of chronological order, direct and indirect taxes, okay, then progressive, non-progressive, incidents and effects of taxation, okay, okay, the burden incidents, okay, you have to learn that. Then public expenditure, okay, public debt management, public budget, budget multiplier, and fiscal policy and implications. So these are the topics of public economics. Now let's look at the money banking unit. So you need to learn the components of money supply, okay, M1, M2, M3, M4. Then central bank, the role of RBI, the functions of RBI and all, commercial banking, okay, instruments and working of monetary policy. This is very important, okay. They ask you the instruments, like there are some instruments you need to learn, repo rate, okay, SLR, CRR and all, lot of things. So you need to learn this topic. Then there is non-banking financial institutions, okay. Then capital market and regulation. So they ask you very basic questions on capital market, like is this included in capital market? They might give you some options, right? Now let's look at the growth and development economics. So this is very important. Why? They have asked you a lot of questions on growth and economics. So this becomes very important, and it should be your focus area, right? So there is economic growth and development, basic concepts they might ask. Some theories are given here. You need to learn this: Smith, Ricardo, Marx, Schumpeter, Rostow, balance, unbalance, big push, right? But there are also some other theories which they have omitted in this syllabus. You need to learn that, like there is a theory of Nelson, okay, theory of Harris-Torero, and there are some other theories. So you need to also learn that. So you can refer to JHINGHAN, okay. JHINGHAN has a book on growth and development. You should read that, okay. I'll provide the link of soft copy if you want to have a look, okay. Next is models of economic growth: Harold Domar, Solow, Robinson, and Calder. So Harold Domar, they always ask you a question, always. It's very important, especially it's like the concept of this, and there is some formulas are there. So, okay, they will ask you at least 1 or 2 questions. Solow, they have asked questions. Robinson also, they have asked questions, and also Calder. Then there is technical progress, this section, okay. This is very important. They can give you some equations. They can ask you whether it is disembodied, embodied. And there is the endogenous growth model, okay. This includes Romar, Lucas, and Arrow. So you have to learn their theories. And also there is an AK model, okay, AK kind of model. So you have to learn that. Then there is indicators of economic development, okay, PQLI, HDI, and sustainable development goals, okay. HDI is very important, okay. And there is poverty and inequalities. You need to learn the concepts and measurement. Also there is social sector development. So you need to learn health, education, and gender, right? Now let's look at the environmental economics section, okay, unit. Environment as a public good. So this is very similar to public economics, okay. Market failure, you already know. Cost theorem, okay, this is a solution to some of the market failure problems. Cost theorem you need to learn, okay. Cost benefit analysis and the compensation criteria, okay. This is relatively new. And there is valuation of environmental goods, theories of population, okay. Concept and measures of fertility, morbidity, and mortality. This is very important. So they ask you questions on this very regularly. Age structure, demographic dividend, okay. This is very important. So demographic dividend, there is a population pyramid, right? Population pyramid. This is also very important. Okay, I think I made a mistake on the spelling, okay. It's population pyramid, right? Then there's life table, you need to learn that, and migration, okay. Finally, let's look at this unit, Indian economy, very important, okay. This time also they have asked a lot of questions on Indian economy, like the current affairs and all, some of the issues, okay. So I need to know the economic growth, the pattern, okay. What has happened in the past, the planning period, the major reforms that has happened, okay. And very important, you need to learn, you need to know the implications. Okay, implication you need to know. So they give you some statements and they ask you which is correct, which is not, and why it is correct. Then that's why you need to know the implications of any of the government policies or the planning period or any reforms. So this is very important, implication. Okay, so you need to know the agriculture. So what are the pattern of agriculture, the amount of yield. So they have asked a question on yield, like which of is not which was not imported. Okay, so it was rice, it is not imported. So you need to know the pattern of production in India. Okay, what are the crops they produce and how much it is yielded, and which state is producing the highest of any of the major crops like rice or wheat. Okay, so you need to know that. Then the challenges. Okay, what are the challenges and policy responses. So these things, if you want to learn the current affair, then you need to know, you need to go through Pratiyogita Darpan. Okay, Pratiyogita Darpan. So this is like it is released by this on Indian economy. Okay, there is a special issue of Indian economy, so you need to purchase a copy of Pratiyogita Darpan, so you can get all the latest current affairs questions on. And there's also 500 questions at the back. Okay, in the last few pages there are some questions. Okay, 500 questions are there, so if you solve that, you have a very good idea about the kind of questions they might ask, right? So go through that book. You can learn, you need to learn industry. Okay, so there were some questions on IIP. Okay, this industrial index, they're asking these questions. So if you read this Darpan book, you can find the the current amount of this index, right? Then there are the challenges, policy responses. Similarly, for services sectors, you have to do the same. Okay, and there is a rural development issues, urban development issues, foreign trade, infrastructure development, physical, social, private capital, private partnership, and reforms. Okay, center state financial relations, finance commissions of India, this is very important. Okay, FRBM also very important. Then poverty, equality, inequality, and unemployment. So these are the topics of Indian economy that you must go through. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I'll be making more videos. Recently I'm not getting a lot of time to do this because I'm busy with my research work. Okay, so whenever I get time, I'll make videos, I promise you that. Okay, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, any queries, write to us. Okay.